Well, I'm not gonna lie, this episode is gonna set up something amazing in the next one, but at the same time, I love the pacing to this episode, and I kind of wish it was like this for a lot of the episodes. Dragonball Daima episode 14 called Taboo, which I do have to say actually makes this episode very intriguing to watch because there's a lot of things happening in this episode, and the pacing in this episode is actually what I really like about this episode. It's definitely something that I wish happened a lot more in the other episodes, but unfortunately I understand that we had a filler in the last episode, and with the pacing it kind of just makes it feel like you're going slower than it should be. But just this episode in general made the episode go faster and even in a steady pace, which I really enjoyed a lot. Now I do have to point out this is probably my third favorite episode out of this whole series. I will point this out. Literally only 3 episodes. It's kind of funny to say that, but so far 3 of them really are taking the cake right now. And even though this isn't even a fight, I love this episode for it. There's just something about the episode that I really enjoy, where you are finding tons of stuff about information right off the bat. It's quick and fast. It gives you what you need to know, and there is the whole episode. And I love it for that, and even sets up the biggest fight for Daima in the next episode, which I am super excited for. I can't wait to see this brawl happen. It's almost like a war is going to happen in the next episode, and I am super happy to see, because this is something I feel like we didn't really get to see much in Dragon Ball in general, and I just think this is going to be incredible to see like this huge thing happen like this, where like tons of armies are going to be fighting them, and planes, everything just coming at them. So this is going to be very intriguing to see how things are going to go really fast, very quick, and it's just going to be really awesome. But anyways, let me just sum up the episode if you're not entirely sure what I'm talking about, which is pretty much where they are trying to get to the first demon world. That's pretty much where it's going to start off with, where we find out that they're trying to get through the portal, but unfortunately Dagetsu disabled the portal. So it's very intriguing that they were just trying to figure out like how to get through, and of course Goku, with his bright mind of his, shocks himself because he thought that if he hit the shield at the bottom, he would probably break through it. But unfortunately, the thing that people were speculating about the shock was actually the shield the whole time. So it's very intriguing that they threw everybody off from the last episode to show a little preview of him falling, of course. But I just think that is hilarious that it ended up where he just shocked himself instead of somebody doing it to him. And I think that's the totally hilarious thing that I do have to say, am kind of happy that happened. There's just something about it, I think, just gives that speculation that people think is going to happen, and then just see the reality of what really happened in general. And I love it for that. That was like the greatest thing to see, of course, out of both episodes, especially from the preview to this one. So I'm very pleased. But anyways, with Goku's triumphant attempt, we had Neva actually open the gate. He literally was the one that sealed everybody away, because what was happening was, back in the day, people were just going through portals and just literally like making them slaves and hurting them and stuff, and just pretty much that's what made the Nameks leave in the first place. It wasn't because they were just slaves to the demon world, it's because they were doing things to them that were harming their children and everything. And I think that's why they just said, we need to leave, let's get out of here. And I love the concept behind it, that he sealed it off because he figured that this is more safer and peaceful, and that makes more sense. That makes so much understanding. But the only thing though I will say is really funny is, you think the Demon Kings would have said something about that if he did it, instead of just let him do what he wanted. But hey, I don't know. That's up to the demon world if they want to do it that way. I'm not gonna say anything. But anyways, of course, they get through the portal, and then that is when Gomasu has pretty much his army ready to go and ready to fight, of course. And he even hires a special force, which I think is kind of funny, because someone pointed this out, that there's a lot of special forces in the Dragon Ball series. You got the Ginyu Force, you got Jiren's little Universe 11 Hero Force. I really can't remember exactly what the name was it. And now you have the Demon World little triumphant little group, of course, which I love. I love how everybody has this special pose. There's just something about Kira Toriyama that loves having a crew that just does poses. I don't know why, but there's just something about his work where it's just, if we have a special force, they gotta have a pose, and I don't care how ridiculous it is. Make it happen. And that's one thing I think Akira loves doing, just doing funny things and just making things very unique. And I don't know, there's just something about it that just makes it work. I don't know why. Just, if somebody could explain, that'd be amazing. But to end it off, they end up in the first game, and pretty much that is where it ends up, where they are evading the army at the moment. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next episode, and I think it's going to be phenomenal, personally, and just can't wait for this big triumphant battle happen. And then, of course, hopefully, we get to see the big enemy, of course, that finally gets revealed, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that. So, anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoy watching. Hit a like for more, subscribe to me, of course, and I'll see you all, of course, in the next episode, of course. Anyways, guys, take care. Have a great day.